everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to build a foundational Mandarin vocabulary from the ground up. And look, we're going to forget about just memorizing long lists of words. Instead, we're focusing on 20 absolutely essential words you can use to start having real conversations like right away.
I want you to think of these words as the first tools you're putting into your communication toolkit. Every single one has a specific job, and by the end of this, you're going to have what you need to start putting together your very first sentences. All right, let's open up that toolkit and get started.
You know, every really great conversation starts with a question. It's how we show we're curious, how we learn about the world, and of course, the people around us. So it just makes sense that the very first tools we're adding to our kit are some of the most useful question words out there. First up, a phrase that is just incredibly practical, especially if you find yourself shopping or walking through a market. 多少钱? It simply means how much money. It's direct, it's simple, and it's useful pretty much anywhere.
And you can see how that phrase just fits right into a full question, right? By adding 你知道 at the beginning, which means do you know, you're just politely asking, hey, do you know how much this book is?
Okay, now here is a fantastic tip if you want to sound a bit more like a local. While qián is the formal word for money, in casual, everyday speech, you'll almost always hear people use kuài instead. So you might hear something like, 1/2 kilo of bananas is 5 kuài. It's a game changer. Our next question tool is this really cool structure, 是不是. If you translate it literally, it's like is, not is. It's basically a super simple way to form a yes or no question to confirm something you already think is probably true. This is a perfect example of how it works in the wild. You just make a statement like, you really like this dress, and then you tack on 是不是 at the end to check if you're right. It's a really common and natural sounding way to ask. All right, so now that we've got the hang of asking questions, let's add some descriptive words to our toolkit. I mean, this is how we share our opinions and talk about all the people and things we see around us. So for these, the key is just knowing which word to use for who. To compliment women, or even beautiful scenery or objects, you're going to use 漂亮. It means beautiful or pretty. For men, the word you're looking for is 帅, which means handsome. And what's great is you can also use it to describe specific features, which makes it a really versatile compliment. For example, 她的眼睛很漂亮 just means her eyes are very beautiful. And of course, we need words for the people in our lives. So let's add 3 essentials to our toolkit. Gogo for an older brother, and jeje for an older sister. And our third word, xuéshēng, means student. These are just fundamental for talking about your family, your friends, or maybe even yourself. Okay, you see how this is all building on itself? We're moving from just asking and describing to actually doing. Action words, verbs, these are the engines of our sentences. They're what let us talk about plans and intentions and all the things that are happening. This verb right here is one of the most fundamental ones in all of Mandarin, 做. It can mean to do, like in what are you doing, or it can mean to make, like making food or creating an item. It's super, super useful. And honestly, what's a better example than food? 你会做饺子吗? Can you make dumplings? This is a great question to ask a friend, and just a perfect way to use the verb 做. You know, communication is a two-way street. So after you've asked your questions, you'll need to share some information too. And that is where 告诉, to tell, comes in. It's the key to actually conveying messages. I mean, who doesn't love sharing good news? 我有一个好消息要告诉你 is the perfect way to do it. It's an exciting phrase that lets someone know you're about to share something important. Let's be real. Coordinating with people, it often involves a lot of timing, which makes 等, to wait, an absolutely essential tool you have to have in your kit. And this is exactly how you'd use it politely in a super common situation. 能不能等我一下? It's a simple, really effective way to ask someone to just hold on for a moment, whether you're on the phone or meeting up in person. So we're building some great sentences, but now we need to ground them in the real world. This next set of tools is all about helping us talk about the specific places and objects that are all around us. Okay, let's add 3 everyday nouns. Just picture this. You're in a fangjian, which is a room. Inside that room, you'll probably find a chuang, a bed. And on a desk nearby, you might need a bi, which is a pen. See how they all connect in a single scene? I love this phrase because it's so welcoming. 这是我的房间，请进. It uses our new vocabulary in this really warm, inviting context, which is, that's what conversation is all about, right? Okay, we're in the home stretch now. For our final section, we're adding the last few crucial tools to our kit. These words are going to let us make specific plans with people, talking about what to eat and when we should meet up. Let's get these final pieces into our toolkit. We'll start with food. To talk about what you want to eat, you'll need 蔬菜 for vegetables and 肉 for meat. Then, for scheduling when you're going to eat, we have 月 for the month and 号, which we use for the day of the month. So with just these 4 words, you can actually plan a meal on a specific date. You're all set to make real plans. And there you have it. Just like that, you've got 20 essential words, 20 new tools to build your very first real Chinese conversations. You have the tools to ask questions, to describe things, to express actions, and to make plans. So really, the only question left is, which one are you going to use first?